Mr. Harsh, in fact, a lot of examples that you're giving there, it's very interesting to look at what's happened in the past as well. And when you compare different events as well, it does give you an indicator of the things to come in the future as well. Now, these are, of course, natural forces that can cause a lot of damage. But the problem right now, to all our guests here, is that these are being exacerbated by human intervention. Over the years now, both India and China have pushed aggressive infrastructure projects in the Himalayan region, making an already fragile seismic zone even more vulnerable. Naveen Bhatnagar, I'll come to you now. From roads to tunnels to hydroelectric dams, the relentless development, often without any proper environmental consideration, has transformed this entire region, in a way, into a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. So, people should learn the experiences and the actions, whatever it happened in the past. So, but in this area, especially when everybody knows that it is in the seismic zone 4 and highly vulnerable for this such type of devastation already happened, as my one of friend was telling since long. So they have not taken any lesson about it. But it is the border of India and China, and seismic activity is going on in this particular area. So we should take care, proper adequate measures and all these things. Especially the people are running towards the high altitude and the making this colonies and all these things. Heavy population and thick population is going day by day there. So definitely such losses will be there. So, but anyhow, we are ready to meet the challenges, but nothing can happen because we don't have such type of technology to predict or to say something before coming this earthquake. So we don't have such type of technology here, so that we can be safe ourselves well in advance. So it's not possible at present. But anyhow, as
Right.
per in India, our NDRF is very much experienced and have the proper equipments for the rescue operation. Yeah.
Right. Mr.
Please.
Bhatnagar, a very interesting point that you're making there, that what happens is the entire rescue operation becomes challenging. Now, let's also talk about the players who are involved in all this. Now, China's disregard for environmental impact assessment and its reckless development in these fragile areas have worsened the region's vulnerability to both earthquakes as well as secondary disasters like landslides and floods. This is the point where I get in Amar Pradhan, who's of course joining us from Nepal right now. Mr. Pradhan, you of course tracked the development between Nepal and China for a long time. All the projects that are ongoing, for many reasons, China's role in Nepal seems to have risen since the 2015 earthquake. There are different types of investments, rebuilding projects. In 2019 alone, I believe China pumped $2.4 billion in Nepal in all of these projects. But the problem here is that many of these infrastructure projects, if you look closely, run through sensitive environments. Even the China-Nepal Friendship Highway passes very close to the Tingri County, which is now today the epicenter of the earthquake.
Yes, Ashish, there has been many development works carried out by China that is very near to the Nepali border side. And when we talk about the various factors that have contributed to the increasing number of earthquakes, like if you look at data like in between 1960 to 1970, there was a far least number of earthquakes in comparison to the data we have right now between 2000 to 2010. There were higher instances of earthquakes in the Himalayan belt. A number of factors have been attributed to this. Among them is, as you pointed out, the development works carried out by China and the climate change. We in Nepal, to be honest, it's our say bad luck that we haven't have very good leaders, as our leaders have been they were more focused in this internal power games and they have not been able to look after these major issues like earthquake. I'd like to point out that the first response by Nepal towards earthquake came in the recent past. That was back in 1988 when the eastern part of Nepal was hit by a earthquake that measured about 6 in the Richter scale. And that was the first time that Nepali authority here, they started making some kind of plans how to deal with the earthquake, and the programs and the plans that the Nepali leaders made was rather a response rather than the preparedness. And recently we had this Natural Calamity Relief Act, which was about after this 2015 earthquake, which has
Mr. Pradhan,